Yes. No. Sir David the Bard, I'm coming to you from the West Jordan Police Department. The Bardmobile was attacked this morning. It's kind of like a Humvee. Mr. Bardmobile and I was supervising. Was parked in front of the Action Plumbing building, corporate offices, and one of their trucks was making a left-hand turn, and he was waving at me to go in behind me, and I looked closer, and he was actually waving his fist and giving me the finger. I hate that truck because it doesn't have a sunroof. Sunroofs are for giving the finger. So I had to roll the damn window down and give him the finger back. And he said, "Fuck you." And I said, "Fuck you," but our windows were rolled up. I was just reading lips. Anyway, he pulls in behind me. I mind my own business. I'm just sitting there making money. And he jumps out of his Action Plumbing truck with a great big hand of nails and screws. And he throws them in front of the Bardmobile so it can't move. I go, God dang. So I said, well, maybe I should call the police just to get a report and let the Action Plumbing know. Homie, don't roll that way. I'm not in their front yard. I'm not doing obnoxious things. They are. They're upset. I'm just an ordinary Bard. So anyway, the police department shows up. Now, they haven't seen the Bard machine before, okay? Now, I'm not saying it makes a bad impression upon the police. Yes, I am. When the police look at it, they look at it like, holy shit, what the hell is this? So, he pulls me aside, and pretty soon another police car comes up like, you know, the Bard has been captured. He's come in from Salt Lake, Kangaroo City, wherever, and we got his ass. Send all units. That's a 9-point bulletin. That's for fires, I think. So the second guy comes. He's a little older, a little more experienced. And he says, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, you know, Action Plumbing came out here and threw crap in front of my truck, so I can't move it." And they go, "What's this all about?" And I said, What's all about? Well, you've got panties on your windshield wipers that's going back and forth. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Mormon police have no sense of humor. None! Don't say anything funny, or it's cuffs and off you go. So I said to him, he said, "How'd those panties get there?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, I heard a thump. Maybe I hit somebody. I don't know. He didn't find that funny. And he goes, "That glove on the other side, it's got the finger going back and forth. What the hell's that all about?" I said, "Well, sir, I went over to the dollar store, and for $1, I could get one finger glove, but I couldn't get the other 4 fingers." Again, he doesn't think that's funny. He doesn't think it's funny. So he goes to the back where Monson is going up and down and has girl underwear on his hat and his head going back and forth. And he said, "And here's more underwear." I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, someone asked me to pick up Joseph Smith's wife's underwear, and they were all 14-year-olds. No sense of humor. None. So it goes on and on. So he said, "I think you need to go get a solicitor's license." I said, "I'm already licensed in this other town." He says, "Well, you're not in that other town." So anyway, short story short, I went over to City Hall. They don't let any vehicles park on any public streets in that town unless you have immediate business there at a restaurant or something else. You cannot set a vehicle up as an advertisement. So I didn't get a ticket, and he said, "I'll go into Action Plumbing and tell them they're not allowed to be throwing screws and bolts out on the road." "Okay, thank you very much, sir." So there's half of the Bard day. There's half of it. So anyway, I'm getting much more attention with the Bard machine when I've got the girls' underwear going back and forth. But now, here's what I've been thinking of, okay? Number one, it's in Utah, and I'm pushing 70. Why do I have little girls' panties on my windshield wiper? That's what the police wanted to know. And I said to them, I said, it's an attention getter, isn't it? It got your attention. He didn't think that was funny. He didn't think anything was funny. I'm having a good time. So anyway, I said, not against the law to have panties flying in the wind, is there? And by the way, I lost a pair of black panties off the windshield wiper yesterday. And the police went right by me and the underwear fell off on the ground. And I thought they were going to surely turn around and come back and say, is this yours? And I'll say, well, let me try it on. Let me see. I don't think it is, sir. So anyway, I came back and I've ordered my new sign. It's going to be a little bit of money again, but it's health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Well, the sign maker is making the sign, and it's going to be mounted on the truck. It's for sale, $1,500. I think it's $1,000. I think I lowered the price on it. When you're selling your tokens and symbols, you got to be careful not to overcharge for them. So anyway, the sign maker said, listen, Bard, could you not park close to my building? Could you park across the street? I don't mind doing your sign work, artwork, but when Mormons see you park there, I'm going to go out of business. I said, sure, no problem. So I promised to park over there. Well, the next part of my day was firing my doctor. I finally fired the doctor. I said, you know what? You're too Mormon. You're too close on the trigger. You pulled the trigger way too quick. And you know what's cool is I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you the whole conversation. I didn't hide it. I didn't hide it, but I recorded him. And he saw the recorder in my hand. And it's my session. I'm the one that can divulge my confidentiality with my doctor. He's not allowed to. But anyway, I'll get it up here. It takes so long to take it off the camera, get it on the computer, and then download it here, but I'll get it for you. So anyway, I fired my doctor. I said, you're an excellent doctor, but you're a terrible administrator. And frankly, I've given up my wheelchair, and I've given up my medications, and I've given up my Medtronic pump, because I can't get any of it without you. And when you threaten to leave and quit, I'm not going to be held over a barrel like that. I think it's irresponsible. And here's what I said that I think is the most important thing. I said, doctor, you took an oath, not hypothetical, not hypocritical, something cratic, Hippocratic oath. You took a Hippocratic oath to me. To me. You don't owe anything to that office staff out there. You don't owe one thing to that office staff. You promised the medical board that you would do no harm. And you have. I've lost my pumps, I've lost my wheelchairs, I've lost my computers, I've lost my medications, and I may lose my ability to drive because you're not going to be able to certify the diabetic situation. He says, well, you can stay here. I'm sorry. You listen to it for yourself. No, I don't want to stay here because I think you got bad judgment. So pack up my medical records. I'll carry them with me and have them ready in the next 2 or 3 days. Well, you can stay if you want. I said, I don't want to stay. Well, we'll keep you. No, you're not going to keep me because you're irresponsible. You're reckless. You make decisions without gathering all of the information and facts. Well, I'm sorry. I said, no, I don't want sorry. I want no harm. No harm. You're a big boy. You're in the state legislature, and you're a medical doctor, and you pulled that stunt threatening me to withdraw as my doctor because one of your staff hung up on me and I called them on it. Homie, don't roll that way, Doc. So, anyway, I'll get the conversation up on here, and you can listen to the doctor try to defend himself. But I just wanted to let you know that the flying panties in the air really have helped the Bardmobile. The single finger, he does pretty good, and the panties that wrap around Monson's face every time the back wiper goes up and down, I think it's funny as hell. But again, you got to be careful with the Mormon police. They don't think there's a lot of things that are funny. You know, there's nothing funny to a Mormon policeman. So, anyone that wants to get the second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail, this is the name of the token. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and sinews, power and priesthood be upon me, and upon my posterity, through all generations of time, and throughout all eternity. Bard's gone.